What is up, everybody? Welcome to Casually Uncomfortable News Edition. I'm casually uncomfortable. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm Chuck Jerome. And listen, it's early. It's early. But you know what's not stopping? The news. This shit's getting out of control. It's getting wild. It's getting weird, but it's happening. And this week is a wild one. I found some doozies, as you would say, some whoppers. So let's get into it. It's time to get casually uncomfortable. News Edition with your host, Chuck Jerome. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, so let's not play around and get right into it. This article here, I really liked. This is how we're going to start things off before they just go off the rails. But this guy in North Carolina, who is a former inmate, who knew how hard it is to find a job once you get out of prison because people don't want to take that risk. And I get it. You go to prison for something crazy, you get out, and they're like, "What you went to jail? What you go to jail for?" And you don't even have to tell them. You just say you went to jail, and now they're sketched out. But this guy went and bought an abandoned prison in North Carolina, and it was only abandoned because the state was trying to save money on prison spending, so they just shut that bitch down. So now this guy bought it, and he's making it into a place for people who get out of jail, who he knows are going to have a hard time finding some place to live. They can move into this prison. I know you've heard stories of people saying, "Oh, I'd rather just go back to prison. It's easier." Shit, it probably is at this point. You got some structure. You got your uptime, your downtime. Like you know what's going to happen. Hopefully you make some friends. You'll probably definitely make some enemies, but you'll probably have a better chance of hearing something through the grapevine, like, "Oh, Billy wants to whoop your ass." Not you on the outside going to the bank trying to, withdraw money and get hit in the back of your damn head. And this guy's trying to do something amazing, and I hope it all works out for him. And people that may have some money, I hope that they see that he's trying to do something positive, and they, in turn, fucking help this dude. Like, this sounds like a great opportunity to be an amazing person and change things around. So I hope it all works out. So this article I call The Donald Diet. And what happened was RFK Jr. went on a podcast and talked about Uncle Donnie's unhinged eating habits, quote unquote. And that he's not sure how he's alive at this point because the man, whenever he goes out, he wants to support businesses by eating up all their food. And he loves his McDonald's. And this guy swears by Diet Cokes. Yeah. The aspartame's gonna get you, buddy. There ain't no way you're as healthy as you say you are. And you're eating McDonald's every day with the fucking Diet Coke. Like, listen, I'm fat. I get it. But what I'm not going to do is go get a diet soda. I'm already being fat. So what's a couple hundred calories versus the aspartame breaking down my insides? I don't know. I always thought that was so funny, seeing big people order copious amounts of food and then Could I get a Diet Coke? No, fatty, just get the Coke and live your life. Because you're just fucking it up already. So, live your life. Oh, I want to get a Diet Coke and I'll be all right. No. No, you're not. And then if you get Coke, you can use that to clean your damn toilets. Why do people still drink it? I'm glad that I have cut my soda intake, not even in half. I've quartered my soda intake. I'm trying to stick all water. Why? Because it's better, baby. Like all last week and this week so far, water. Yeah, I had a couple of sodas, and you know what I did with them? You're going to think I'm crazy. I watered them down. I threw half of it out and then replaced it with water. So it was like kind of like a soda-y seltzer water. Seltzer. Did you hear that? Seltzer. Give me some of that seltzer. A soda-y seltzer water. Soda-y seltzer water. All right, let's keep moving on. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, I hope the week's going well. The month is all but over. We got another week. And then January, check that shit off, will be in the books. And then, as a side note, in a couple weeks, guess what? A couple weeks from now will be the start of season 5. 5 years of podcasting from Chuck Jerome. Damn. I got to do something different. I don't know if I'm going to do an actual news edition for Wednesday in 2 weeks, but February 4th starts week 5. Season 5. Excuse me. And listen, I told myself when I started this podcast that if it started to feel like work and I wasn't having fun and a good time, then guess what? Chuck is going to shut it down. And hey, 5 years later, that means I'm having a good time. And I hope you are too, because life is crazy. Life is very wild. All right, let's keep moving on. And this one I'm going to call the $3 meal, because now the U.S. Agricultural Secretary talked about how, you know, the one thing that just happened was that they flipped the food pyramid. So now the top tier stuff is the shit you're supposed to be eating the most. Vegetables, fruits, lean meats, fish, eggs, full fat dairy, you know, nuts, seeds, avocados, stuff like that. Full fats. They're not talking about sugary shit. That kind of fat. Then you got your middle tier, which is whole grains, you know, like wheat, brown rice, oats. And then you got your bottom tier, which is highly processed bullshit that nobody needs. And that if you do want to enjoy that, you limit that. And what she said was, hey, listen, you can create a $3 meal essentially out of these things by eating a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, and a corn tortilla. And as soon as I saw this, and the only thing that really upset me was the corn tortilla. Why would you even bring that into this? First of all, because now I'm thinking this whole thing is being fucking racist. Nowhere have I ever been told to eat corn tortillas, but now they're saying eat corn tortillas. And what I'm thinking is, The people that eat corn tortillas, you're trying to get them the fuck out of here. So I'm like, why would you even bring something like that up? Like, come on now. But people on the internet, they they take it far. And I'd been seeing videos of people saying, all right, so here's my $3 meal. And I'm like, okay, look, I like to really cook for myself, which means I'll go to the store and I will get like a pack of chicken normally. Because chicken's easy. I don't always do a lot of red meat. Every once in a while. No, it's not always, but chicken, I can always get down with some chicken. And you cut it up, you do your thing. Now you got enough chicken for at least 3 days. And yeah, that would be a nice, cheap, probably, honestly, yeah, $3, $4 meal that you're making for yourself at home. But also, people don't have that luxury of going out all the damn time and getting what they need at the store. Because shit, it's still expensive. You got to pay a little extra to be able to save over time. And I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me when they're like, get corn tortillas. Like, dude, that tortillas are normally a, Hispanic thing. And again, you're trying to run all of them out of the country. And I don't even think you should have been bringing that up, first of all. And excuse me, I messed that up. It was a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, a corn tortilla, and one other thing. Like, first of all, if you're given specific instructions, don't say one other thing. At that point, if I'm looking at this, I would go with the healthy fat, like a half of an avocado, not one other thing. If you're trying to help someone, that leaves it open for interpretation for someone to just go off the rails if you're really trying to help people. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're really trying to help us. They're just going to figure out a way to jack the prices up even higher. So we're struggling even more. And all you get is a piece of chicken. And on the internet, they're giving like a piece of chicken. It looks like someone gnawed off a piece of a chicken breast and put it on a plate. You got one broccoli floret, and then they got like a quarter of a tortilla. And they're like, here's my dinner. Yeah, that's some people's lives. Like, yeah, we're joking about it, but the way life's going now, again, I know people that have 2 and 3 jobs that are still fucking struggling. You go to a restaurant, and I guarantee you, your meal is going to be no less than $12.50. That's just for one singular meal, and then you're going to go back again. There's $25 that you done spent for the day for food if you eat 2 meals. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll give it a few months and then see if people have, made miraculous recoveries with their health and stuff like that. And, even if they are, the person that people are looking towards would be the president, and then he's just gobbling down motherfucking burgers and fries and a Diet Coke. All right, let's move on. So now this is called the break-in because last Wednesday, I'd already put the episode out, but it's usually Tuesday night into Wednesday, the world gets extra spicy. So on Wednesday in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group of people came across an FBI vehicle that was unmarked, and they broke into it. And here's the dumbest part about it. They videotaped themselves breaking into a federal vehicle. breaking into everything in that federal vehicle. Like they had a little safe, they busted that shit open. They went through the papers. They went through all types of shit. Whatever was in there, they went through it and documented it. And now it's out on the internet. They found papers on how they're picking up illegal immigrants, how they're finding them, where they're taking them, how to access the buildings that they're taking them to. And then they found some coins that they receive for every one they pick up. It was wild. It was crazy. And again, now more than ever, you have to really fact check things because you don't know if something is AI. And most of the shit I see now, I'm like, dude, that's got to be AI. There's no way the world is that fucked. But yes, it is. So be safe out there. They have coins. They're catching these motherfuckers like Pokemon and getting coins for it. And then they caught one of the suspects who they said was a member of the Latin Kings gang. Don't know how true that is, but however they're going to spin the story is however they're going to spin the story. The person probably had family at home and they just got tired of hearing things, weren't part of any type of gang, but however that story gets spun is what people are going to hear and go off of and go nuts about. And it's really crazy right now. And yeah, I would see why people are pissed off and want to bust in vehicles. Oh, is that a federal vehicle? What's in that bitch? Let's check it out. I get that. Like you don't like, it's wild right now. And then I found out that near where I'm at, they're thinking about doing a detention center, an ICE detention center, very close to me. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Don't bring that shit out here. Please. Please do not. Now, this one is going to be called the middle finger. And again, I thought this was AI. But President Trump, Uncle Donnie, he visited a Ford plant. And there was a guy that when he visited, he was yelling at him. And he called him a pedophile protector. Trump heard it. And you can visibly see Trump mouth the words, fuck you, to this guy a couple of times. And then as he's walking on the catwalk, he gives the guy the middle finger. And the White House is defending his choice to give this guy the middle finger. And look, Uncle Donnie and this guy were exercising their First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Hey, that's fine. You know what? That's fine. You can flip me off. You can even cuss me out. But once you threaten me, that's a whole nother thing. You moved on to something else. And again, the White House defended him and said it was appropriate and unambiguous. Yeah. And guess what happened to the guy who called Uncle Donnie the pedophile protector? He got suspended. And I can see why, because if you're working, you don't really have all the same, rights. You can't just go into your job and act the complete fool. Like they'll give you a little leeway, but you signed papers saying that you wouldn't do this, do that. And most of the time when you start a job, you're just happy to have a job and you don't read any of the forms that you fill out. You just sign it and go on. And some of those forms will and do say, hey, you don't talk about any of your political views or how you feel about this or how you feel about that. You are here to work. So work and shut your mouth. But some people have made a GoFundMe for him, and they've raised nearly $700,000, and that was from more than 2,700 donors. So there's people out there that help this guy out. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, this was last week. This is a new week. I don't know what's going to happen. But we're in some kind of fucking time paradox. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know, because if they're letting, and look, if you're the president, there should be some things that you shouldn't be doing. You should be the bigger person, not just literally, but figuratively, the bigger person. I didn't see Obama doing anything like this. I didn't see Clinton doing anything like that. I didn't see Bush doing anything like this. Yeah, they had their own crazy things, but they weren't flipping motherfuckers off and just going off the rails each week. And yesterday was the 1 year of Donnie's second term. So now we have 3 more years of this. And he got out all the craziness within the first year that you're going to see. And then he's going to just build on that and terrorize the United States for 3 more years. So buckle in. This one's called Porn Boxing. And what this is talking about, in 2023, there's a guy named Adam22. He has his own podcast, the No Jumper podcast, and he got married. And after the wedding, he offered up his wife, who's a porn star, Lena the Plug, who he's done scenes with, to another male actor to have sex with her. They did. Not gonna lie, I saw the scene. It was kind of lackluster. It wasn't the kind of wild shit that I like. It was just kind of, it happened. And now Adam is upset, even though he gave his approval. And again, he let his wife have sex with this guy, which she hadn't done. She had only had sex with either females or Adam on screen for anything like that. And this is after their wedding, like weeks after the wedding. He's like, yeah, you can go have sex with this black guy. Now he's got second thoughts about it. It happened. Now life has moved on. And the internet found out, the internet can be a monstrous place. And they're like, dude, what are you doing? What do you do? He even bought her, a Lamborghini as a reward after having sex with this dude. And I guess the pressure got to him, and now he wants to fight the dude that had sex with his wife, Jason Love. And now it's after the fact that Jason Love said something about Adam's penis size, and that's what really pissed him off. That's what I'm saying. Listen, people are fucking crazy. That's what pissed you off. He said something, and they're like, that's an unwritten rule. Listen, you just let your wife have sex with a black guy. Yeah, your dick's not going to be as big as his, so we're not going to get into that. And now, on January 23rd, they are going to have a boxing match. Yeah, this is what's happening in the world. You let your new wife, have sex with another guy, then you get pissed off, and now you want to fight the guy. My thing is, I'm not a betting man, but I really think Jason Love is going to beat Adam 22's ass. So I'll wait till the next day and see how the fight goes. I'm not paying for nothing. I'm not paying for a damn thing, but I guarantee you 22 is going to lose. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on. This article is going to be called Restaurant Workers, because now we're going to go back to Minnesota. Now we're going to be in Willmar, Minnesota. And listen, everybody just needs to fucking move out of Minnesota because ICE is taking over. And what happened here was ICE agents last week around 3 p.m. went to this local tapatia. And it was a family-owned restaurant. And the officers got food there, ate in this restaurant, enjoyed themselves, and then hours later, around 8:30, they said they watched the place and scoped it out and waited for the workers to leave to scoop them up. That's crazy. They went to the Mexican restaurant, ate their food, probably told them, oh, this is amazing, and then scoped the place out and then waited till they closed and people were leaving from work and then scooped up a few people. And now that is a real story that is out in the universe, I feel there's going to be copycat ICE agents doing the same thing. Hey, guys, coming in, eating food, enjoying themselves, and then waiting till the fucking place closes and just rounding people up. Good, bad, anything in between. And that sounds absolutely terrifying. And also, last week, a few days ago, someone saw Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, in Virginia at a Mexican restaurant. Listen, if you're fighting for all of this, stay the fuck out of those restaurants. You're already doing enough. And it's crazy. And I saw the picture and I just, went back through and Googled some stuff and looked it up. And look, they put some kind of something in her food if they figured out who she was. Because the picture, she looked rough. And that was probably the plan. Don't put any makeup on. Don't look pretty or anything like that. Just go in there and try and enjoy my food. But people know who she is. And I was like, man, this is where we're at. Talk shit about these people and then go into their restaurants and act like nothing is fucking going on. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It's a horrible, horrible thing. And we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this goes. The world is wild, and you just got to be safe. And I think I'm going to get out of here because, this is quite a bit. This is quite a bit. We'll see how it goes next week. We'll see. I think I'm going to hit some of that music, baby. Thank you for taking time and checking out some news articles. Don't forget Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where you can listen to all the episodes that I put out at Casually Uncomfortable, and Twitter at Casually Unchuck. So let your friends know. All right, I'll see you next week. Some crazy shit's going to be happening, so get ready. Peace.